the Muay Boran, the ancient styles when they tied the hemp rope, or different, teaching the police cadets, because at that time not many foreigners came to train the old styles, own way and methods on how to use things. This is the land of this combat system, this proven mind game. It wasn't just punching and beating each other up like two bulls fighting. There was a lot of strategy.
Hi, my name is Mike Soto. I'm a martial arts coach, combatives consultant with over 40 years of researching, learning, and teaching martial arts. I want to invite you to my new video course, Fundamental Skills for Martial Arts and Fighting. The contents of this video series is based on my extensive research in Muay Thai, Western boxing, and Chinese and Filipino martial arts. In this course, you will learn some essential skills that will create a more connected and relaxed body structure that will allow you to deliver more power in your strikes. These body skills will create a more efficient way to use any offensive or defensive technique. You will also learn some essential footwork to guarantee the delivery of your techniques. These skills can be applied to enhance any martial arts practice and can greatly benefit anyone from beginners to advanced practitioners, regardless of style. Don't miss this opportunity to bring your martial arts skills to the next level.
I came to Bangkok.
Tell me that story, how you arranged it.
Originally coming to Bangkok, before I came over here, because I became very interested, one of the arts I became interested in, right, was, of course, Thai boxing and the old styles of Thai boxing, because I have heard of Thai boxing, I was very familiar with at that time and already trained in it. But I was like, well, what are the origins, the Muay Boran, the ancient styles when they tied the hemp rope, or different, and I was very interested in. There was a different angle on Thai martial arts, and I really wanted to see the origins of it. So at that time, I wanted to travel here. I did all my research. I found some people through books and magazines that I knew were teaching in the Bangkok area, and so I at first became friends with a Thai student in Boston, Massachusetts, through the internet, because at that time the internet was new. America Online, Netscape, it was a brand new thing. Internet, people can chat. Chatting on the internet was very important at that time, and so you could connect with people around the world and ask things, and all this information was available at that time. So
1996.
Yeah, so it was about 1996 was the first time that I came to Bangkok, and originally, because I already gathered information on these styles and who I wanted to come visit, I also became friends with a friend named David. We'll leave the last name out of the picture because he was from California, and he wanted to, hey man, why don't we go together? Because he had been to Thailand before me. And he says, hey, I tell you what, let's meet up. I'm going to land the same day you do, but before you do, and I'll wait for you at the airport, and then I'll guide you through. I'm going to take you to see some Thai boxing gyms. And I was like excited. I was like, yes, all right, I have a contact, man. This is my man, And but what was funny was, everything was supposed to been, coordinated until I actually fly to Bangkok. I get to the airport, and he's not there. And I'm, kind of saying, well, maybe he's not here yet, I don't know anything about anything here. And he never showed. So after 3 hours. So finally, I didn't know what to do. At that time in Bangkok, things were different, right? The old airport, everything was different. And I'm thinking, well, I was looking at the seats, like, I'm just gonna have to sleep over here tonight. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know anybody here yet. And I called the States. His wife answers the phone, and she tells me, oh, didn't he tell you? He had a mountain bike, he fell off his mountain bike, had an accident, and hurt his wrist and his ankle, so he decided to go to Nepal. I'm like, well, he never told me that. We were supposed to meet here, So I was stranded in Bangkok. But luckily, because I had made some friends before that through these chat relays, what they call IRC back then, lucky for me that while I was wandering like a crazy man with my luggage in the airport, I hear somebody call my name, and I thought I was dreaming. And I look back, and it's this guy and a girl, and they happen to be people that used to be in those chat rooms because I had announced that I was going to be in Bangkok that day. They came to welcome me, And I was like, wow, I said, but hey, but you're like hours late to come welcome me. They said, well, no, actually, we intended to come on time, but the traffic was so bad. We were past halfway. We said, let's hang at the airport anyways until, we can get back without traffic.
Cell phones or something.
No cell phones, no nothing. I mean, at that point, everything was kind of like, it was nothing, no communication. So I was so lucky. So I'm like, okay, this is good. This is a good sign. This is a good thing. And they took me to Bangkok, and then there my adventure began. I became friends with their friends, and I made a good friend here that made a lot of things possible. He did a lot of translation for me, and I was able to meet my first teacher, who was Ajahn Jakapok, was the head instructor of a system called Chaiya or Tai Yuth, which he blended a lot of the old style systems with a lot of knowledge that he had gained through his own martial arts practice throughout the years. So he was involved in the military with the police, and he had a lifetime of martial arts experience. But the basis was old style Muay Thai. So he referred me to his top student, Ajahn Wanchat, who at that time was teaching the police cadets in Bangkok. So my friend took me there. We made an appointment. I went to the cadet school while he was training the cadets. And that became my very first exposure to training Thai arts in Thailand. So from that was a wonderful experience. He was training at Lumpini Park, and there was a group there. But he had to take me away from the group because at that time, not many foreigners neither came to train the old styles. When I would approach teachers about training, they would look at me like I'm the crazy foreigner. Like, you're coming from America to learn this, and why? And what is your intention? It was really weird for them that an American would come so far and want to be taught this. So I have a lot of funny stories about that. We'll talk some other time, but it was a great experience. I was able to meet different teachers of different arts, not only Thai Yuth, but later with Muay Thai Chaiya, the southern system that has its own way and methods on how to use things.
What about expectations and reality of the training in Thailand? Your expectations and how it was for the first time?
Yeah, I was. My expectations actually were pretty high. Because I'm coming over here thinking, well, this is the land of this combat system that's proven, right, inside and outside the ring, has a really rich history in combat and warfare. So I was thinking, this is going to be. I was not completely disappointed. Now, but it was a long process because the traditional way of learning is very harsh in the sense that it's very repetitive, and you have to learn a lot of hard positions and movements. And there's a lot of, pain involved in the process if you're training the old way, and you're taught a little piece at a time. It's not like now in modern Muay Thai, you can join a gym today and you're punching and hitting bags right away the first day, whether you know what you're doing or not. It was not that way. Everything had to be systematically taught piece by piece. And it was not a comfortable type of training that I was used to. So it was difficult. It was not easy. But what I was taught was very efficient, and it was very good. Now, there were things in the art that also, were more for training purposes that you'll see in demonstrations that will not really work in a confrontation that I'm talking about, where someone is really coming at you as a predator and doesn't care. And, you have to modify things, obviously. But all the weapons, all the strategy, and all the movements were not disappointing me at all. It was a great experience. Now, through them, then, of course, since I was here, I was also exposed to the modern training methods, which at that time, even Thai boxing, Muay Thai, at that time, was at a certain stage because it has continued to evolve. A lot of things have evolved. The game of Muay Thai, as you see it in the ring today. In the 90s, I'm sure it was different in the 80s and the 70s when you see these fights. But the game has evolved now into a lot of clinching, a lot of kneeing, and a lot of it. This has a lot of outside influences. That's not just, audience, betting, all kind of things have changed. But the art of Muay Thai was way more than that, and a lot more was exposed back in the day than now, in my opinion. I think that opinion is also shared by Samat Parakayun and Senchai. I'm not the only one that said this stuff. When you've witnessed the old ways compared to what you see today, it's all good. I'm not criticizing. It's just different. It has evolved differently. At the time when I was here learning that Muay Thai there were more techniques, more exposures, a lot of mind game into it. Wasn't just punching and beating each other up like two bulls fighting. There was a lot of strategy, and clinching wasn't really emphasized that much. Although there's always been fighters that want to specialize in clinching, it was discouraged for good reasons, right? But so I was able to have a really wide view of the Thai arts here, then the weaponry, with the swords and the sticks and a variety of people and teachers and interpretations. At that time, I had to train almost secretly, because you cannot tell one teacher that you were training with another teacher or you'd get in trouble. I mean, that was like sacrilegious.
Can you say why?
Because each style, especially back in the day when you have like Muay Chaiya, Muay Tasao, Muay Lopbuli, Muay Korat, these old styles that had their own region and specialization of techniques, they had their own secrets. They always felt that they did not want to share what their upper hand or secrets were with another style, and they always were very critical about, well, this style sucks. And they're basically, well, they suck because how are you gonna do it like this? It's gotta be here, not here. Here you have a problem. And no, you gotta move to the left, not to the right. So there was all these technicalities. They just did not like each other.
Is it jealous or pride for their own?
I think it was more pride. I don't think it was jealousy. It was more pride because they wanted to keep their art more pure. And again, remember, not even in Thai people themselves didn't participate much. These arts were dying. They were not supported by the government other than in demonstrations. So to find these people, you had to kind of really dig to find these old style teachers that had all this knowledge. You couldn't just walk around and go to a club. They weren't just, regularly teaching everywhere. I was fortunate that Ajahn Manat, one of Thong Lo Yarlei's students, who at that time was considered a high-level Muay Chaiya instructor, was trying to form a group in Ramkanghen University in Bangkok. It was very small, and I was able to find him. And through him, then I was introduced in the Muay Chaiya world, and training there. So it was very, very, it was a cool adventure. It really was. It was kind of, searching for a needle in a haystack, and then when you found it, it's like, wow, it was amazing. So that was a really interesting journey that I had, which I still have. I've been coming to Thailand ever since. This has been almost like my second home. Is where I am today. Almost every year I come and visit. And I started then teaching other arts here, because while I was in Southeast Asia, then I also wanted to check out Filipino martial arts, which I felt had a lot to offer from a different perspective than Thai boxing. And it's a wonderful, colorful martial art with hundreds of styles and interpretations from all kinds of weaponry, with different kinds of sticks and swords and daggers and empty hand and exotic weapons and strategies. They also had a lot of rivalry and a lot of, well, this style sucks. It's like an old traditional thing, right? But so then I became involved in learning that also. Again, but with the aspects of how to use it in a particular, for combatives, not self-defense. Self-defense, yes, it's like a term, well, somebody does something to you and you have to try to, resolve the situation. I'm speaking combatives when something just explodes in your face with a very aggressive and violent encounter if you were not able to de-escalate it. Something in the real world.